What's up? It's your guy, Mark My Words, coming back to you with another one, bro. Today, we're going to talk about disciplining your children, right? Specifically your boys. Discipline is a huge area that we try to master when it comes to fatherhood, bro. And it's just an ongoing process. So I just wanted to give you a few tips about discipline in the fatherhood area, and have a little discussion today. So if you like the comment, you like the information, bro, you know, like I always say, please like and subscribe to the channel. That just lets me know I'm doing the right thing by getting out this content about fatherhood, about discipline, and that I should do more of it, right? Also, put your comments in the comment box, bro. Whatever you feel like, whatever you might do with your children, things that have worked for you, things that have not worked for you, and things that you'd like to do in the future, perhaps, put them in the comment box. People really appreciate the comments. You know what I mean? It really does well for people. So just make sure you comment in the comment box, bro. That's what it's for, all right? Now, in the area of discipline, bro, we have to be clear about discipline. Discipline is the difference between average, below average, and above average in every area of life. In every area of life, bro. Talent, you say talent creeps in sometimes, right? So some people are just ridiculously talented, but we all know when it comes down to it, if they don't have the discipline, it's not going to last that long. I don't care what you do, bro. Some of the best rock stars, some of the best hip-hop artists, some of the best R&B artists that we've ever seen, we've seen them have an immense amount of talent. And because they didn't have discipline, because they couldn't stay off drugs, because they couldn't show up to record at the studio, show up to shows and whatnot, bro, they didn't last too long. So discipline separates below average men from average men, and above average men from average men. So when it comes to discipline, bro, it's required when you're raising boys. It is required. Don't let anybody tell you that you should not be disciplining your boys. You should absolutely be disciplining your boys. It doesn't mean you're beating the crap out of them, bro. That does not mean that. But they have to be held accountable for everything they do, bro. From the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, they have to be held accountable. So, discipline has thousands of phases to it, bro, but we're just going to talk about like 3 things that I've learned, you know, by being a father, and mistakes I made along the way, right? So one of the major things is, bro, you have to realize that you cannot over-explain, right? I don't know if over-explain is a word, but you cannot find yourself explaining away too much. You can't find yourself always telling them why you did what you did, why you said what you said. Oh, I didn't really mean it like that, but you made daddy really mad. Bro, if you say that they are to make their bed up every day, and that is a rule you guys have already discussed, and you tell them to do it day after day, if they don't do it, they broke the rule. That's the rule. You can explain to them till you're blue in the face, bro, why it makes sense to make up your bed every day. They're not going to understand it, bro. They're not going to like it. They're not going to like it. Because at 10 years old, at 15, at 6 years old, you don't care about making up your bed. You don't care. So all the over-explaining, bro, all it does, actually, it invalidates you enforcing your rules. So basically, if you're enforcing a rule and you say, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going down. If you break this rule, this is the punishment that you're going to incur, right? You're going to have to suffer this punishment. When you start explaining it, it invalidates the rule. Because now that person, whoever that person is, feels like, oh, they really don't believe that this rule that they set up should really stand like this. So now they're explaining it to me so that I can agree with them. Nah, bro, no explaining. The rule is the rule. Now, if your kid comes and talks to you, bro, on just a Tuesday and say, hey, Dad, I was wondering, is there a reason why you make me make up my bed? That's the time you explain to them, bro, not when they break the rule. So that's when you say, son, I'm trying to teach you to always have respect for your space and your surroundings. I want you to be a clean man. A clean man is an organized man. An organized man is always set up for success. That's when you explain to them. But bro, when they break the rule, that's not when you explain. So don't over-explain, bro. Don't do too much explaining. That invalidates all the things that you're trying to push on them. Now, also understand something, bro, is that you're never going to get this right. You're never going to get this perfect. Let's be clear about something about fatherhood, bro. Not only will you make mistakes in fatherhood till the day you die, but you will never, there is no perfection, bro. There is no perfection. There is no award. There is no, I turned 60 years old and all my kids got around me and told me I was a great dad. You know when they tell you you're a great dad, bro? On your deathbed. That's when they tell you. So you're 14-year-old, you're 16-year-old, you're 8-year-old. Guess what? A year from now, they're not going to say, Dad, you know what? You're a perfect dad. And this discipline thing has been working. It's been working its ass off. That's not what they're going to say to you, fam. There is no perfect. There is no excellent. There's just effort. That's it. That's it. Just effort. And bro, you got to get up every day and be consistent. That's it. And when you realize that there's no perfection, that there's no goal, there's no trophy, there's no award, you're able to relax a little bit, man, as you have to implement this discipline. Because let's be clear, you don't really want to punish your kids. You don't want to have to enforce these rules. It would be nice if they had it all figured out right now. But bro, they do not. They don't. So it is what it is. You have to do what you have to do. Just like you talk to them about financial literacy, just like you talk to them about sex or about how to operate when they're dating, you have to talk to them about being disciplined, bro. If you don't with boys, you are letting them down. Okay? So there is no perfection. Now, third and finally, let's be clear. Your kids are going to be grown men a lot longer than they're young men. They're going to be grown a lot longer than they're young. Okay? So your kids are going to be young. I have a 25-year-old and a 19-year-old, right? Bro, if I could take both of them back and put them at 12 years old and keep them there forever, I would do it. I swear to God, I would do it. It was the best time ever. They're old enough to do everything for themselves, but they're not old enough to be getting into shit yet, right? But that isn't life, man. That isn't reality. So I know it seems like, because I know your female counterpart, a lot of times their mother, their grandmother, your sister, their aunts. Oh, they're only 9 years old. Do you have to be that hard on them? Oh, they're only 6. Do you have to really talk to them like that? Oh, he's only 13. Yeah, but bro, once he hits a certain age, he is no longer young. He's not going backwards. He's going forward. Bro, I have grandkids, bro. There's people who they have babies at 20 years old. What do we wait till they're 20 and teach them how to make up their bed? So, bro, you have to understand something. These boys are going to be grown men before you know it, right? And I'm not trying to tell you that time flies. I'm not that guy. But time does come and go. So what you have to prepare them is for the future. Because guess what, bro? Nobody else is. Nobody else is preparing them for the future like you are. So you have to look at them and say, all right, he's 8, but when he's 18, what do I want him to do? All right, he's 12, but when he's 22, what do I want him to do? He's 9, but how do I want his handshake to be when he's 15? Bro, most men that you meet who got their shit together, who just seems like, man, they're well-rounded, they're grounded, right? They got their health in order, their finances are in order, they're in a great marriage. I guarantee if you talk to those men and get in depth with them, they will tell you that there was a man somewhere along the line that taught them about discipline. And that man might have existed in the military, bro. That might have been in college. Could have been her dad, could have been a neighbor, could have been an uncle, right? A grandfather. But wouldn't it be better if it was you? Wouldn't it be better if the discipline was inflicted when they're 8, 9, 10? Why would it be? You know how many guys got their act together in jail, bro? You know how many guys got their act together in the military? Got their act together in college? Man, that's wasting a lot. That's kind of late. So to put your kids ahead of the game, the discipline has to exist. And bro, they're not going to be happy with it all the time. Let me tell you something. Your job is not to make your kids happy. Your job is to protect and provide for them. And you're protecting them from becoming a loser by showing them how to be a disciplined young man. But your job is not to make them happy, brother. Let their moms make them happy. Let grandma make them happy, man. Let their friends make them happy. I'm not saying that you guys have to have a tumultuous relationship. But bro, your job is not to make them happy. Because at the end of the day, fam, I don't care what you do. Any discipline that you have to inflict will wipe away any ice cream, any gifts, any trips. I'm telling you, bro, it doesn't matter. If you have to discipline them at all, it doesn't matter what you've done for them the last 30 days, 3 months, 3 years. It doesn't matter. They're going to focus on the discipline. Can't believe my dad took my iPad away. Can't believe my dad took my phone. Can't believe my dad took my Xbox, my PS5. It crushes their world, bro. So, guess what? They're not going to be your friend for a little bit here. But at some point, they will thank you for helping them become disciplined. Because what happens is they get to college, they get to wherever the next stage is, bro, and they see undisciplined kids. They see kids who never got disciplined, and they fail, bro. They fail. They fail. So, like I said, there's no reward, no trophy, man. But I'm telling you, at some point, even if they don't tell you, you'll see it. You'll see it yourself. And every one of you watching this video wants your kids to be successful just like me. So, let's be clear about something, man. You don't explain too much. You tell them what the rule is, why the rule is. But bro, when they get in trouble with the rule and you have to lay down the consequences, that is not time to do a bunch of explaining. That invalidates the rule, okay? Also, you have to understand there is no perfection when it comes to this game of fatherhood, bro. There is no perfection. You will not be perfect. Nobody is going to come and tell you you are a perfect dad. It's not going to happen. So don't even stress out about that. You're going to make mistakes, but you get up and you put forth the effort every single day. That's what you have to do. Be consistent every day, all right? Now, thirdly, let's just make sure that you understand that these young boys that you have will only be young for a certain amount of time, and then they'll be grown, okay? So they'll be young boys until they're about 18, and for another possibly 80 years, bro, they'll be grown. Think about that. So are you preparing them to be kids forever or be grown men? And I think if you keep those 3 rules, if you keep those in mind, bro, you're going to do just fine. Stop trying to be a perfect dad, bro. It doesn't exist. All right? Now, if you feel like the information that we shared today, the dialogue we had, if you feel like it was valuable at all, man, share this with somebody. Share this with a father, bro. There's a dude that you know who's a new father. His kids are 5 or younger. He's never done this before. I don't care if he was raised by 8 dads. I don't care if he had a dad and 7 stepdads, bro. This is still new for him, all right? Share the video with him, because what happens is what you got from the video is going to be different from what he got from it. You understand? And you just send it to him and tell you, bro, I thought you might like this info. You know what I mean? It was a good video and shit. Watch it at your leisure. It's about 15 minutes, all right? Now, if you are the guy who is a father, maybe you're a very, very new father, or maybe your kids are a little bit older and you're struggling. Maybe you've been to jail for 5 years while they were kids, and you came home and the relationship is strained a bit. Maybe you went through a nasty divorce and you're just trying to figure out some ways, some techniques that you can, have a smooth transition, or that you can bring them up in a different way because you want things to be a little bit different than they've been. And you might need some one-on-one attention, bro. If that's the case, go down in the description, book a call with me. We'll get on the Zoom, bro. We'll try to figure it out for you. Try to figure it out. We might need to establish a relationship and make a plan ongoing for a couple months and just check in with each other so that you can become the best father that you can. You might need a family counselor or something like that, bro. A psychologist, a therapist. If that's the case, I can also help you connect with those online or some resources in your area. So go down in the description, book a call with me if that is necessary for you, all right? Now, I always tell you guys, it is very, very important that we talk about how important it is to share your story with people, okay? So in the comments, do me a favor. let's talk about some methods that you use that work or that don't work. All right. There are people that will watch this video maybe for 5-6 years. So imagine, bro, it might be 100,000 people that look at your comment and say, wow, I never thought of that method. Maybe I should try that. We're here to help each other, bro. That's what we're here to do. So you putting your comment really goes a long way when it comes to somebody getting help down the line. Because you think that, you know, what you're doing is maybe small perhaps, but to somebody else it's major, man, and it might change how they view life as a father. So put your comments down below. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in with your boy today. As always, man, it's a pleasure. And I invite you to come back and look at some more videos, man, and so that we can, you know, have this dialogue one more again. So it is your guy, Mark My Words, coming back to you one more time, all right?